Hey guys, so this is an Emerson Monterey Ceiling Fan in brushed steel. This is one of four that I own now, but this is just the first one I'm getting around to recording. You can see the Emerson tag. It actually still has the plastic bit on it, which I think is cool. Yeah, you can probably see that right there. I'm not going to take it off. Let's see, I think the tag's up here. Yep. Hopefully you can see that okay, but this fan is from February of 2001. It's got these, I don't even really know what to call these, maybe seashell-like blade irons, all concealed hardware. And from a distance, this fan seems like it's in really good condition, but as you get to some closer details, like that, and that, you can see that it has like some signs of rust on it. I had to do a pretty decent cleaning on this because it used to be all around the switch cap too. And you can see it's in other places like that. But it had these circles of rust that I was able to clean out the middle of them, but the ring still stayed, so I don't know. Maybe it would come out with some steel wool or something, but for now it looks pretty good. Works very well mechanically too. I think I can show it off. It's the standard Emerson wooden pole. Very small note, but extremely satisfying pull on the pull chain. I didn't even think I'd be making a video of this today. This has been installed for a while, but the weather's been like really bad. It was raining a lot, but the sun decided to come out, so it's time for a video. So yeah, as I said, this is one of two brushed steel ones that I own. This is the second one actually. It doesn't have a light, as you can see. The other one I got was from Jersey, and that one has the 4 adjustable like mesh spotlight kit, which is really cool. This one came from Marketplace per usual. It was sitting up for a while, so I like slightly haggled on the price, and the seller was pretty willing to just get rid of it, it seemed. So, and story about that is when I got there, just like through briefly talking, at some point he's like, yeah, I do have another one of these. So I was like, oh, okay, like, let me know if you want to get rid of that one too. And then he kind of gave me the eye and was like, well, why would you want another one? So I made the foolish decision of saying that I'm a fan collector, and then he just continued to be completely confused, and it almost seemed like he was mad at me for existing. So if you just go to get a fan from Marketplace, just say you're looking for like a new fan for your house or something. I mean, you could get lucky with people just being like, oh, that's cool that you do that, but most of the times they're just like, they just don't get it, and it's not really worth explaining it to people who you're never going to see again. Very good functional low. I didn't want that last part to seem like totally depressing, by the way. It's just from experience, like, I don't know what it is. People who aren't in any sort of collecting sphere just don't understand how it's even like possible. Let's go to medium. So some specs about this is that it has a 188mm spinner motor in it, which is kind of like towards the very upper end of that. Or just like the spectrum of spinner motor performance. Because normally most fans nowadays have a 172 millimeter if it's decent and a 153 if it's garbage. And below is always possible. I think the largest spinner motor that was ever made for residential use anyways was Casablanca's XTR, which was like a 200 millimeter or something crazy like that, which ended up slightly outperforming stack motor fans to give you an idea of what that was like. There also could be some like 70s or 80s import that had a larger spinner motor than that, but I'm not sure. That's just what comes to mind. Point being, performance is very good on this. And for a spinner motor, very quiet. Surprisingly, Emerson had a history of noise issue with some of their models, like the 1895 and stuff, but for how much just metal on metal there is with this, like, not a whole lot of noise. I know I have the TV on, but even with it off, the noise of the air being pushed is more than the slight hum it has. One of the blades was also pretty bent out of whack, but these arms are pretty malleable, I guess. Or I just got lucky, but it wasn't hard at all for me to just tune it, put it back in clock. So this fan doesn't wobble, which is cool. The camera is struggling to get 60 FPS right now because there's just barely not enough light. But let's go to high. Yeah, this thing is doing very well. Such a sleeper fan. I don't know why nobody ever really cares too much about these like Emerson models from the 90s and 2000s, because they perform very well and they have a lot of good, reliable parts to them. This fan in particular, I've wondered, and I feel like somebody told me the answer but I forgot, was that this looks a lot similar to the Hampton Bay Reddington, or one of those like Reddington 4 models. But I don't know which one came first. Let's get another view. But yeah. It's not going to be like equivalent to a K55 or anything. That's what the models like the Premium and the Crown were for. But for the money this was, for whatever discounted price this was at compared to those models, definitely worth it. Actually, let's go above. Okay, now let's spin down. The reason why I personally care so much about these, and I'll probably end up repeating it a lot throughout if I ever make, the videos of the other ones I have, is because the Jenkinson's Boardwalk in New Jersey, I think the building is called Martell's, or I'm not sure if it's that or if just the restaurant in the back is, but in the main area they have like at least 20 of these installed with darker blades and the mesh spotlight kit, but still, ever since I can remember, since at least like 2007, there's been all these installed, and I assume they only run the summer, but have been just running nonstop, and none of them have broken. So I think that's really cool. Curious to know what would have been there before, though, if anything at all. Bearings on this fan are quite good. as well. It's not going to stop for a while, so I'm actually just going to reverse it and go to high, just to show that it works. Not really much of a startup noise. But yeah, this thing moves a lot of air, and I like it. Last thing to note is that for some reason, I don't even know how this happened, but where it says Emerson here, some of these fans were renamed to say Pacific Breeze. No, I have no idea who they were or why they seemingly took only this model to rename for themselves, but that's the part that confuses me. So now the ones that I have for this are 2 brushed steel ones, an appliance white one, which is similar to Casablanca Snow White, and a secret one. Surprise finish. So I'll reveal that at some point, but I think this video has gone on for long enough, so thank you guys for watching, and watch some more fans spin. Yippee!